Hey guys, here. There is nothing mysterious about money or its management. In fact, this skill simply includes knowledge of a few principles. These principles are not kept secret, and if interested, you can find these in many thematic books. We did part of the job for you and collected information about 8 top secrets of money management. We're going to discuss each of the essential tips separately. However, before diving into it, we would like to remind you to subscribe to our channel and add the video to your playlist so you don't lose it. With that said, let's dive in. Justifications for financial illiteracy. It is important to talk about why many of us are not financially literate, or rather, about excuses that we tend to make up for themselves. Psychological excuses. It's all about how we look at wealth accumulation. For example, you may have many limiting beliefs about money that have formed in your mind over the years due to unfortunate or traumatic events. It must be said that your beliefs affect the way you look at money, both for the better and for the worst. Most common examples of these beliefs are that money is the root of all evil. Some say, I'm not going to like the life of a rich man. Rich people have too many problems and I am free. You have to work hard until you're old enough to be rich. To make money, you need money. To become rich, you have to cheat, lie, and steal. I'm not smart enough to be rich. These beliefs are deeply rooted in our minds and often prevent us from making the right financial decisions. Starting with the decision to change your mind is the right thing to do. It may take years, but it will definitely pay off. Since we already decided to change our way of thinking as well as our lifestyle, we can move on to learning how actually to manage our finances. We collected some essential tips for you that you gradually have to implement in your life if you really are determined to improve your money management skills. Number 1, start keeping the budget. Now, this is the basis for all other tips. A budget is a record of income and expenses and a plan to save money and invest. Many financial experts believe that the budget should be conducted on the principle of 60-30-10. 60% of the income should be spent on your needs, 30% of the income should go to your needs, 10% of the income should be set aside. However, if you want to become financially independent, you have to put yourself in more challenging conditions. For example, a budget may look like 50-10-40 or even 55-45. It all depends on your living conditions, your income, and expenses. Of course, simply keeping records is not going to help if you do not manage your finances. This is what the following information is about. Number 2, minimize your monthly expenses. It should become a habit. Once a week, sit down and think about what expenses can be reduced. We're pretty sure there must be some extras on your list. It is essential to be in a good mood, so you don't think of it as making sacrifices. Turn the process into a game. Here are 3 key questions that help you stick to this rule and distinguish what changes you can make. Do I really need this? Can I do without it? What are my options? Should I subscribe to this channel? By the way, the answer to the last one is yes. Number 3, use only your money. Now this tip, I wish someone told me. I mean, a friend of mine, he completely screwed himself up. No matter how advertising does assure you of the benefits of another loan offer, and we all know that it does in all kinds of creative ways, approach it carefully. You don't have to be smart to take on a loan and dispose of other people's money. This habit leads to wrong thinking or even to a debt hole. So be extremely careful with that. Number 4, create a financial cushion. We are living in crazy times where literally everything can happen. 2020 once again proved that you can never predict how things are going to turn out. Due to that and many other reasons, it is always a good idea to think ahead. The financial cushion is the amount of money you could live on for 6 months if you lose your job or all sources of income. This time is not only for finding a new job, but also for finding yourself, developing your skills, learning, and reading. Some people create a financial cushion to temporarily get away from work and work on themselves, or, for example, write a book. Calculating a financial cushion is easy enough, although some people use long formulas. Find out how much money you need to live for a month. Just calculate the expenses for the last 6 months and give an average. This will provide you with an approximate total result. Of course, a financial cushion does not take into account inflation, rising prices, and contingencies, so it is better to attach a reserve fund. You are free to decide whether it should be created and what amount should be added to it. Number 5, set financial goals. It is psychologically tough to save money or reduce expenses if you have no specific goals. You're gonna keep asking yourself, What am I suffering so much for? If you don't find the answer, you give up. So set yourself financial goals. You might want to become financially independent, which means to have a stable income that allows you to become independent from work. How much money do you need per month to feel good about yourself? Write down that amount. After that, start thinking about what you need to do to get it. Or another goal can be for you to stand your ground firmly and not rely on others when it comes to money. This goal can be more straightforward. How much money do you need to cover all your monthly needs and set aside a certain amount? For example, you make $1,000, of which you set aside $200 each month. You spend the rest. If that's enough, it means you're financially secure and able to feed yourself at this stage. Number 6, save the money. Now let's talk a little bit more about how to make those savings. The more money you have on your savings account, the stronger your financial position is. To adjust your thinking properly, ask yourself the following questions. Why do I want to start saving? Why is it important for me? What are the long-term consequences of this habit? However, if you want to achieve financial freedom, the first thing you must do is to start deferring part of your income. You can think about what to do with them later. To start saving money, you have to save. It doesn't mean that your life will immediately turn into hell. You don't have to go on a hunger strike and live in a forest. It is believed that everyone, if they work, can set aside 10% of their income. You don't have to overestimate this number right away, but try to switch it to 15 to 20%. Number 7, think sparingly. Whenever we hear that a man is thrifty, we immediately start to consider him a miser. Sometimes this is true, so try to be clear. What does thrift mean to you? For example, thrifty people tend to cook at home instead of ordering food or eating in restaurants. Use free apps instead of paying for them. Exercise on the street instead of buying expensive gym passes. Buying good and not expensive clothes. And there are such. In general, these are just a few examples. We have convinced that you'll be able to make a personal list by analyzing your behavior over the past month. Think about how much money has been wasted in the past and then start putting it off. A decent amount of money will accumulate in a year. Yes, we already said that saving is a long process. Number 8, get involved in sports to prevent illness. You might think that this tip has nothing to do with saving money, but let us explain. The US is experiencing a boom in sports interest because medicine is so expensive that almost anyone can go bankrupt if they often get sick. Unfortunately, insurance does not cover all cases, so be smart and think ahead. The body wears out one way or another. To slow down this unpleasant process, you need to exercise and monitor your health. Take care of your body and teeth. Quit drinking and smoking. Switch to healthy food. After all, what's the point of making a lot of money now if you end up spending it all on treatment? That's it for today's video. Which of these tips are you going to start with? Answer in the comments section. If you already have experience in saving money effectively, make sure to share some of your tips and tricks. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit the like button. That will be a huge motivation for us. Thanks for watching.